I just made a $1,000 bet on my business to succeed. Welcome back to Big Fat Fish Cards, or Big Fat Fish, whatever you want to call it. Basically, in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is risk, right? So this can kind of apply to every business, but I will also kind of keep it specific to Pokemon as well. So if you are a Pokemon card reseller or a Pokemon card enthusiast, consider subscribing. I talk about Pokemon cards, the Pokemon card market, Pokemon card business, selling Pokemon cards, everything like that, my personal business, journeys, things like that. Let's get into it. Risk. There is no money to be made without risk. That goes for everything. Literally everything. That goes for bonds. You're putting your trust in the government, right? The government could fail and you lose your money. Stocks, the companies could fail and you lose your money. Crypto could be a scam. You lose your money, right? There's no money to be made without some form of inherent risk. That goes for businesses as well. You decide to open a restaurant. What if nobody comes in? You spent all this money and you're gonna make none of it back. That is essentially what risk is. So how did I bet $1,000 on my business? Basically, I just put it on a credit card. Now, there's a couple of things I wanna get into, a couple of specifics. Number one, is credit card debt bad? Generally, yes. Used in a specific scenario where you don't actually have we'll get into it. All right, so the type of credit card debt that is good credit card debt is, number one, there is none, okay? Number two, you're basically use it as a loan with no interest. I will be able to pay this off before the end of the month in full, so there will be no interest charged. Basically, you kind of take out, you take out some money with the bet that you're able to sell enough or you're gonna get enough money in to pay it back at the end of the month where you don't get charged any interest. And it was basically like a free loan. That's what I did. Basically, there's two things that I'm doing right now. Number one, I'm putting money on my credit card that I technically don't have, but it's kind of tied up in waiting for, maybe Wix to process some charges or whatnot to process some orders. Basically, I have the money. I'm owed the money from these platforms. It's just not deposited in my bank account yet, so I couldn't buy what I was trying to buy with cash, like at that moment. So I put it on a credit card, I'll get that money in, no problem there. Now, what I did do is technically gambled money I didn't have. So I bought $1,000 worth of Japanese cards, Japanese sealed product and some graded cards and stuff from Japan. And I'm at a point in my business where I understand that I'm able to sell things and they will move, and I can 100% at least break even on everything that I ever buy. So I understand that, but I also understand that businesses can't sell nothing. I can't sell you air, and you could subscribe and that would help. So I need stuff to be able to sell. So I'm at a point in my business where it made the most sense. I have the cash elsewhere invested personally that if worse come to worse, my card's caught on fire, I could pay it back and not be in debt. But it's a risk, it's a gamble, right? A million different things could happen. We could get nuked by North Korea and I lose all my money, right? Basically, I'm betting that there's gonna be bigger problems if that happens than me worrying about $1,000. So, is this a smart thing to do? That is completely 100% on your situation. You have to judge that for yourself. There's no magic formula I can give you. It's a judgment call. I am of the personal stance that, especially in such a competitive field, such a broad market, you have to be willing to take more risk to get a leg up. Now, I'm not saying I couldn't succeed or I couldn't get there eventually, but the way that I want to scale and the way that I want to do business, I want to be there now. So I need to spend the money now, and then I'll hopefully make it back later. I mean, I know I can, right? Worst case scenario, I take it to a Collecticon and I get 70% for it, and I lose $200. But basically, this video is just saying that there is risk in everything. If you were not able to sell a single dollar of what you're buying, could you pay that back relatively quickly? And for me, I still have a part-time job. I have some money invested in the stock market, in some crypto, in my savings account. I know that $1,000, it would suck and it would make things a little bit tough for me for the next month or two, but I'd be okay. I'm not gonna be, they're not gonna come collect on my debt and take my car or my couch. We're gonna be okay. Worst case scenario. I'd say praying that doesn't happen. And that percentage of the chance of that happening is almost zero. But you just have to think about it. Like, what's your backup plan? What's your worst case scenario? And I think people generally, this doesn't go for everybody, generally don't take enough risk when it comes to business, when it comes to life in general. You should be taking more risk, especially if you're young, right? I'm only 21. I'm still in college. This is the perfect opportunity for me to take as much risk as possible. And it might fail, and I've done things before that have failed, and here we are, and I'm still breathing. I've still got a place to sleep. I still got a car, right? So I think you should take more risk is what I'm saying, but I'm not saying that your situation directly applies, okay? I'm saying use this as a lens to look through instead of me saying do this, right? So that's all I've got for this video. By the time you're watching this, there might be more products on my site, bigfatfishcards.com. It's gonna be the first link in the description. Also in the description, you can join my Discord where we talk about business advice. I tell you about deals, like maybe some Pokemon Center restocks that I come across, or if somebody's selling some product for super cheap, I'll put it in the Discord and I'll tag you or tag everybody and say, like, jump on this, you can make some money. Other than that, we just talk about cards and collecting, and that's all that I've got for this video. If you want to see my video on my goals for 2025 as a business, click on this one right over here. I hope to make $100,000 in 2025. Let's just say that. So go watch that video. It's a great one. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.